Excuse me everyone, please keep silent because this event will begin 5 minutes later. Thank you. Good morning to all participants. Welcome to the fourth series International Summer Course Development Economic Study Program, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember 2024. With the theme Sustainable Development and Green Innovation, presented by the Development Economic Study Program, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Rahayu. Dear Honorable Professor Dr. Istifada, MSI, CRA, GMA, as the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Dear Honorable Dr. Siti Maria Wardayati, MSI, AKGA, GPA, as the Vice Dean 1 of the Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Dear Honorable Dr. Teguh Hadi Priyono, MSI, as the Head of Economics Department, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Dear Honorable Dr. Herman Cahyo Diarto, SEMP, as the Study Program Coordinator of the Development Economics, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Dear Honorable Miss Audrey Luan, PhD, as the Program Coordinator of Business Economic, Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak. Dear Honorable Dr. Josephine Yao Tan Weng, as the Senior Lecturer of Finance, Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak. Dear Honorable Professor Muhammad Handri Imansyah, MEM, PhD, as the Study Program Coordinator of Master Economics, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Lambung Mangkurat. Dear Honorable Mr. Muhammad Zeki Yasin, SEMSG, as the moderator of this event. We are proud of all the participants who have joined this event. Firstly, we would like to say our utmost gratitude towards God for letting us gather in today's event with good and stable health. Hereby, I, Safira Mareta, will be the master of ceremony of today's event to guide you until the end of this event. Alright, we would like to write out the rundown of today's event, which is divided into some parts. The first, opening. The second, singing Indonesia Raya, Hymn University of Jember, and March Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Jember. The third, opening speech. The fourth, international summer course session, and the last, closing and taking pictures. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin this event by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next agenda is singing Indonesia Raya, Hymn University of Jember, and March Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Dear all participants, please take your perfect attitude and sing together. For the committee, the time is yours.
ke depan, menuju masa depan yang cerah, menjadi garda terdepan pendidikan, mengubah cara memimpin bangsa. Kami para sivitas akademika, Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, bersatu tekad sukseskan pembangunan bangsa, menjadi ekonom terlatih terdidik di bawah panji alma mater tercinta, Universitas Jember. Siap tunaikan tiga perguruan tinggi, kuatkan semangat jiwa Pancasila. Hidup Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, kita jaya selamanya.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is the opening speech will be delivered by Professor Istifada MSI GRA GMA as the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Jember. We are sorry because our Dean has another schedule at the same time, and the opening speech will be delivered by the Vice Dean 1 of the Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Dear Dr. Siti Maria Wardayati, MSI, AQGA, GPA, the time is yours.
Thank you, MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dear Honorable Study Program Coordinator of Development Economics, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember, Dr. Herman Cahyo Diarto, SCMP. Dear Honorable Miss Audrey Liwat, PhD, from the Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak. Dear Honorable Dr. Josephine Yao Tan Wang, from the Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak. Dear Honorable Professor M. Handri Iman Shah, MEM, PhD, from the Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Lampung, Mangkurat. And most importantly, we are very proud of all participants of this event. Welcome to the International Summer Course Series for 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to address a theme that is not only critical to our academic pursuits, but also paramount to the future of our planet: sustainability, development, and green innovation. Sustainability development is not merely a buzzword, it's a call to action, a commitment to ensuring that the needs of the present are met without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Green innovation encompasses a wide range of technology and practices, from renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power to sustainability agricultural techniques and waste reduction strategies. The challenges we face are daunting, but they are not insurmountable. By embracing the principle of sustainability development and green innovation, we can build a brighter, more equitable, and more resilient future for all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And let us embark on this exciting journey together. Development Economic Study Program, bringing green economics better. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My heart and happiness always be with you.
Thank you very much for the special opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is souvenir submission, and then the speakers and moderator certificate submission will be submitted by Dr. Siti Maria Wardayati, MSI, AKCA GPA, as the Vice Chancellor of the Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember. Please welcome to the stage Dr. Siti Maria Wardayati, MSI, AKCA GPA, Dr. Herman Cahyodarto, SEMP, Miss Audrey Liwan, PhD, Dr. Josephine Yautan Weng, Mr. Muhammad Seki Yasin, SEMSG. To the committee, the time is yours. The souvenir submission from the Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember, represented by Dr. Siti Maria Wardayati, MSI, AKCA GPA, to give the souvenir to the Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak, represented by Miss Audrey Liwan, PhD. Please give applause. The next souvenir submission from the Faculty of Economic and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak, represented by Miss Audrey Liwan, PhD, to give the souvenir to the Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember, represented by Dr. Siti Maria Wardayati, MSI, AKCA GPA. Please give applause. The first certificate is going to be given to Miss Audrey Liwan, PhD. Please give applause to Miss Audrey Liwan, PhD. The next certificate is going to be given to Dr. Josephine Yautan Weng. Please give applause to Dr. Josephine Yautan Weng. The next certificate is going to be given to Dr. Josephine Yao Tan Weng. Please give applause to Dr. Josephine Yao Tan Weng. The next certificate is going to be given to Professor Muhammad Hadri Imansyah, MEM PhD, by Zoom Cloud Meeting Share Screen. Please give applause to Professor Muhammad Hadri Imansyah, MEM PhD.
Professor Hendri Imansyah, MD PhD. Thank you.
And the last certificate is going to be given to Mr. Muhammad Zeki Yasin, SEMSG, as our moderator. Please give applause to Mr. Muhammad Zeki Yasin, SEMSG.
Satu.
Alright, please return to first attitude. Thank you very much. To all participants, please stand and give your best smile.
Ayo semuanya. Ayo. Berdiri semua. Semua panitia.
1, 2, 3, smile. 3, 2, 1, smile. Once again, please with the tagline of development economics. Development Economics Study Program, Green Economics Better.
Yes, implementasikan sudah.
Alright, before we start the International Summer Class session, let us read the curriculum vitae of our moderator. For the committee, please help to share screen his curriculum vitae. His name is Muhammad Zeki Yasin, SEMSG, a lecturer and researcher of the Department of Economics, Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember, Indonesia. This is his education. Bachelor of Economics, University of Airlangga, Indonesia, and MSc in Applied Economic and Data Analysis, University of Exis. This all about Mr. Muhammad Zeki Yasin, SEMSG. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's start the International Summer Class session, which is going to be guided by our moderator, Mr. Muhammad Zeki Yasin. The time is yours. Please give applause to our moderator.
Oke, bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alright, good morning everyone. Okay, I see that the audience are a lot, and I believe that the lecturer are encourage you to come in here, aren't they? You got it, what I mean? Okay, so it is such an interesting to attend this event today, and then welcome to the international seminar today, talking about the sustainable development and green innovation held by the Department of Economics, notably in the Development Economics Study Program, Faculty of Economics, University of Jember. And it is both an honor and privilege for me serve as a moderator today, because here we're gathered all together to engage in our most interesting topic all of the time, talking about sustainable development, but also fostering about innovation. And then we've been talking here like all the time in terms of the department health. And then today's seminar promised us to be like the thought-provoking journey to not only giving us the knowledge about how the sustainable development, but also try to understand how we can try to innovate in the era of green development. And then our distinguished speakers today are very expert in this field, and they will try to share about any knowledge and information and then research and then latest trend regarding the green innovation. And then of course, I'm sorry, this mix sounds not really good. And then therefore, as we proceed, I encourage you to actively participate and also give a question and also try to like challenge or give any critical discussion about the ideas presented later. So therefore, this session will not only try to disseminate, but also try to like give the critical solution to get engaged regarding the solution for the sustainable development in the future. All right, without further ado, let's embark our journey together. And then without further ado, I would also like to invite our remarkable speakers to come to the stage. Please welcome Ms. Audrey Liwan and also Dr. Josephine Yao Tan Huang to come to the stage. Please be invited. And we also have our speakers attended online from University Lambung Mangkurat, namely Professor Muhammad Hadri Imansyah. Professor, can you hear us from here? Professor? Professor Henry?
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, welcome to Jember, Professor. So how's the trip today? Yeah. So how's the trip so far, and how is Jember so far, in your opinion?
Okay, so before that, good morning everyone. Yeah, it's good to see everyone here, and also we are very happy and be honored to be invited as a part of this program. Yeah, so this is our first time in Surabaya and Jember. Yeah, and it's a good experience. It's a long day from Kuching yesterday. Okay, so our flight at 5:30 in the morning. We have to wake up at 2 a.m. But yeah, in the spirit of sustainable, we are here.
Yeah, give applause for our speakers today that have been taking really far, really from Malaysia. All right, so the first session will be delivered by Ms. Audrey Liwan. So beforehand, I'd like to read her curriculum vitae regarding the education, also the current position. Ms. Audrey Liwan, she is the senior lecturer in the program and also program coordinator for business economics in the Faculty of Economics and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak in Sarawak, Malaysia. She is a PhD candidate in environmental economics in University of Malaya, Master of Economics in University Putra, Malaysia, and also Bachelor of Economics from University Putra, Malaysia. And then she also has published several remarkable papers, and then her latest paper entitled CFO, Attributes and Corporate Risk Management, Evidence from Top 100 Firms in Malaysia, and then also in 2022, the title is about level of public awareness on climate change in Sabah. Alright, without further ado, you may have a position to present your materials. The stage is yours. Stand up there.
Okay, I think before this, I have met some of the students, right? For the global classroom, together with Dr. Helmut. Can you raise up your hand if you have attended the global classroom? Anyone here? You say hello? Okay, alright. So, so it's not the first time giving a lecture on the topic of sustainable. Okay, I think I have around 1 hour. Is it? It's not more than an hour, right? Not more than 2 hours. Alright, so today I would like to, I'm not an expert actually, it's just like knowledge sharing. I worry that you expected that something, yeah, but I only want to share my knowledge, yeah, especially on the hydrogen economy. Currently, I'm doing my PhD in University of Malaya, Malaysia. I'm doing on the hydrogen economy, particularly in the perspective of Sarawak. Alright, so my topic will be on the hydrogen economy perspective from Malaysia and ASEAN. Okay, on the ASEAN perspective, I only share on a certain part, yeah, on the development and the focus of some of the member states of the ASEAN country. All right, so next slide. All right, so before that, it's good for me to introduce the University of Malaysia Sarawak. Anyone here have visited Sarawak before or have been to UNIMAS? Anyone here? No, right? Maybe next time, right? Yeah, hopefully soon, right? Okay, we welcome everyone here. Come and join us, and yeah, maybe some other planning in the future. Okay, so as you can see from the slide, this is the campus of UNIMAS. And we have one of the bridge in the UNIMAS we call as a Jembatan Cinta. Yeah, because mahasiswa ya sering bertemu di jembatan untuk healing ya. So kita panggil sebagai Jembatan Cinta. Ya, semoga nanti mahasiswa di sini ada peluang ya melawat Jembatan Cinta. Okay, the next slide. Okay, so kita ada leg, yeah, in the UNIMAS, and we have activity kaya, yeah, in the afternoon time, yeah, and also UNIMAS have a strong team, yeah, and also they represent the state, okay, to some of the competitions in Malaysia. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, so this is Faculty Economic and Business. Yeah, so this is our building. So most of the classes and the lecture and all the lab, okay, have been in this building. On top of that, we also have a certain hall, is a sharing hall, yeah, between all the faculty in UNIMAS. Okay, right. So at least you have some of the overview and imagination how the UNIMAS look like. All right. So my presentation today. Of course, our main focus on the Sustainable Development Goal. Alright, I believe that semua di sini sudah tahu apa itu Sustainable Development. Dalam bahasa Indonesia, apa ya? Pembangunan keberlanjutan. Kalau di Malaysia, pembangunan mampan ya. Itu dia, kita sama-sama. Okay, alright. Okay, so the flow will be on the sustainable development. Okay, yang seterusnya on the background of the climate change. Okay, why we move to the non-renewable energy toward a clean energy. Of course, we want to know what is the causes that lead us to moving forward to the clean energy. All right, so the next one will be a background of hydrogen economy. Yeah, and hydrogen economy in the context of Malaysia is something new actually in Malaysia, and hydrogen economy in Sarawak. Actually, our university is located in Sarawak, in Borneo, and we are very near to Kalimantan. Yeah, and Sarawak is one of the states in Malaysia. Alright, so the last one will be on the ASEAN perspective. Yeah, some overview on hydrogen economy. Okay, alright, so the next one. Okay, so on the sustainable goals, can anyone here can define what is the sustainable development? Apa maksud dia? What is the definitions? If you can remember them. Tadi semua sudah dengar kan? Sudah tahu, right? Okay, anyone you will volunteer to give the definitions? Nanti kami ada gift ya siapa yang menjawab soalan. Okey, saya bagi 1 minit. Okay, anyone volunteer? Okay, right.
Jujur. Terima kasih atas kesempatannya. Saya Lisa Trianggraini dengan akhiran NIM 1076. Untuk ekonomi keberlanjutan itu, kemarin kan sudah di kelas Pak Herman, ekonomi pembangunan berkelanjutan, di mana ekonomi pembangunan berkelanjutan itu di suatu negara itu tidak ada kemiskinan, tidak ada kelaparan, kesehatan dan kesejahteraan yang baik, di mana sumber daya alam yang kita punya itu masih dapat dipergunakan untuk masa yang akan datang, dan cucu kita itu tahu terkait apa itu tumbuhan, apa itu hewan-hewan yang ada, dan tidak hanya melihat patung, dan kita tuh tahu bentuk fisiknya. Itu menurut saya. Terima kasih atas kesempatannya.
Oke, terima kasih. Betul ya Pak Herman? Betul ya, ya. Nanti tuntut hadiahnya. Okay, alright. So basically, it's about we want to meet the future, the next generation, right? Okay, so that we can sustain our natural resources. Okay, dalam jangka masa yang akan datang juga kita ada resource yang sama in terms of the stock of our natural resources. Yeah, in that sense. Okay, so basically we have a 17 goal, right? Okay, it's the way how the world should be developed, kan? Okay, that is the idea. So the sustainable development implemented somewhere in 2015. So the target will be 2015 until 2030, right? Okay, so if you can see here, okay, can we move to the next slide? Okay, so this is the definition of sustainable development. Okay, so I know everybody know what is the meaning of sustainable development. How do we grow? Yeah, in terms of in the sense of the three focus. What is the economics? Apalagi environmental and the social, right? Okay, so yeah, that is our scope. Yeah, we want to develop in a way that we can protect our resources. It's not about the human needs, but in a way that everything that surrounded us, yeah, okay, is animal ataupun flora and fauna. Also, we have to consider they actually a parts of our life supporting. It's not only about our human need. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, we go to in the beginnings, yeah. If you can see from my topic itself just now, we are talking about hydrogen. Okay, any one of you have heard about hydrogen economics? Anyone come from economic program? Everyone is come from economics, right? Okay, so hydrogen economy, why we move to the clean energy? I would say that it's a low carbon energy. Yeah, of course we have a few options here. Solar is one of the well known, yeah, especially also in Malaysia. And we have hydro, yeah. In Sarawak itself, we have around 5 major hydro. And also there's a becoming soon, yeah. Because in Sarawak, actually it's the biggest state in Malaysia. Okay, we have 13 states, yeah, and Sarawak is the biggest one, okay. And a lot of the natural resources. And we move toward the clean energy due to the issue of the climate change ataupun perubahan iklim, right? Okay, as you can see, not only in Indonesia, Malaysia, okay, so we know climate change is a global issue, right? Adanya perubahan iklim. Alright, so as you can see, climate change is a policy concern. Okay, for example, we have a Paris Agreement. Okay, kita ada perjanjian, right, di bawah the United Nations, right? Even Malaysia already promised to reduce our carbon emission, okay, around 45% intensity of GDP by 2030. Alright, so Paris Agreement, one of it, yeah, our main concern. And we have United Nations Framework, UNFCCC, right? And we have a convention every year, right? Where all the country over the world, yeah, they will be meeting. And we are talking about our agenda of the climate change, how we reduce the carbon emissions, yeah? And we have the Sustainable Development Goal, okay, where every country have to develop in a way of sustain, okay, in the context of 17 goals, ya, kita membangun berdasarkan kepada kita punya matlamat tadi. Alright, so we have IPCC and also we have various of climate change conference and forum. Maksudnya kalau di Indonesia kita tidak dapat moving forward bersendirian, ya, sebab climate change is about a global issue, ya. Kalau di sini banjir, di Malaysia pun banjir, ya. So kita perlu ada satu cooperation, ya. So that due to the climate change, we have to find what is another option that come from the energy sector, dari sektor tenaga. Okay, alright. So the next slide. Okay, so kalau kita pernah belajar tentang climate change dan economic development, okay, terutamanya in the developing country, right? Like in Malaysia, Indonesia, secara puratanya kita lebih kurang sama, ya. Okay, so kita ada isu, there is a conflict, ya. Whether we develop or we have to sacrifice our environment. Okay, there is a main conflict, climate change and the economic development. Yeah, so environment, okay, there's a minus plus. Okay, but our target to become the status of a developed nation, okay, of course we have our own target. We have to help to achieve a certain level of income, so that we need to develop. Like in Malaysia, we ada middle upper income, ya, untuk menuju ke negara yang sudah maju, ya. Pada dasarnya Malaysia target dalam tahun 2020 kita sudah dari negara maju, ya. Tapi tahun 2020 itu apa yang terjadi? COVID-19, right? Ya, so hancur musnah semuanya. Okay, tetapi kita target lagi dalam 2030, okay, kita akan jadi negara maju. Itu cuma plan kita, tapi di dalam perjalanan itu banyak yang berlaku, ya. Alright, so climate change and economic development. Under saya punya topics, I would like to focus on SDG 13. Yeah, it's about the climate action. Yeah, so we need to say that the clean energy hydrogen actually is a part of. We respond to SDG number 13. We have to find what is the best action from a different sector. And together with that, we focus on SDG 7, okay, affordable and clean energy. Yeah, clean energy, and recently, okay, the interest on the hydrogen energy power is become increasing. Yeah, and this will be how should we develop in the conflicts of climate change and the economic development. We need to find a way how to balance it, yeah. It's not easy, but we can try, yeah. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so the climate change, yeah, I believe everyone know what is the climate change, perubahan iklim. Okay, kalau dulunya jarang hujan, ya, tapi sekarang kita tengok the flooding issue happen everywhere, and also frequently, yeah, raining, yeah. And what are the causes of the climate change? Okay, before itu saya mau cari volunteer. Can anyone volunteer to answer what is the causes of climate change? Apa penyebab climate change, perubahan iklim? Pada in your own opinion, yeah. So it's the open questions. Okay, what are the causes of the climate change? I give around 1 minute to think about it. Mungkin boleh, ya, ada satu dari sini, sini dari sebelah sana. Okay, alright. Bisa perkenalkan diri, ya?
Can I speak in Indonesian language?
Ya, bisa. Saya sikit-sikit tahu.
Baik, terima kasih atas kesempatannya. Sebelumnya perkenalkan, nama saya Imam Ali Syabana. Saya merupakan mahasiswa program studi agribisnis Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Jember. Kalau kita membahas tentang penyebab dari perubahan iklim atau climate change, yang pernah saya baca dan analisis adalah ketika kita berbicara perubahan iklim, maka satu hal yang jadi penyebab utamanya adalah karena karbon yang ada di bumi ini masih terlalu tinggi. Nah, penyebabnya adalah karena emisi gas rumah kaca yang tentunya itu berasal dari banyaknya transportasi yang sudah ada saat ini. Kemudian industrialisasi yang semakin meningkat pesat ini juga berdampak terhadap sumbangan daripada karbon yang ada di bumi ini. Itu adalah pandangan yang dapat saya berikan. Terima kasih atas kesempatannya.
Oke, terima kasih ya. Daripada aktiviti industri ya, ataupun pengeluaran carbon dioxide, any greenhouse gases ya. Oke, terima kasih ya. Anyone would like to try? Tidak ada ya? Ada lagi? Oke, nanti saya bagi peluang lagi. Oke, alright. So the next slide. Okay, so basically that is as been discussed or our practice now, and what is a climate change? Yeah, basically it's about the change, yeah, in terms of our temperature and the weather patterns, yeah. Weather patterns, selalu hujan and so on, dan juga ada juga indikator yang lainnya. Maksudnya kita punya iklim sudah tidak macam dulu lagi. Okay, berbeza ya. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so as you can see here, yeah, there are huge causes of the climate change. Yeah, of course, the main cause that contribute to the climate change is due to the human activity. Yeah, I would say that economic activity particularly, because we need to develop, and like for example, like the open burning, the use of the fossil fuel. Okay, for example, in the developing country, okay, mainly we use our electricity generated from coal, yeah, oil and gas, yeah, that is classified under non-renewable energy. Alright, so on top of that, also come from the various of sector. For example, like energy sector, industry, transportations, agriculture and building, and the land use, yeah, that is also contribute to the climate change. In this era, we want to find a way how do we develop in a green development, yeah, from the various type of this sector. Alright, so move to the next slide. Okay, so this one update information on the global temperature in the 2023. Okay, so according to the global climate reports, okay, we have the highest in terms of the global warming, yeah, in July, August, and September, yeah, the global temperature, okay, is above 1.8. If you can see the warming of our global, yeah. So we need to say that we are not longer, yeah, living in the planet that we can say is like in the past, yeah. We already in the time of a critical, yeah. You can see it's a very hot weather as well. Same goes to Malaysia, yeah. We can see and feel the difference. It's really happened, yeah. And also it's giving implications on our economic activity, even to our health condition, yeah. So there are various effects that come from the changes in terms of the climate as well as in our temperature. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so our main topic here is about hydrogen economy. Yeah, it's nothing new, especially like in the European countries. Yeah, like in the United States. Yeah, they already moving forward. Yeah, they want to move or grow in a way that's sustainable. So we are looking another alternative on how do we generate our energy. All right, what is the hydrogen? Yeah, so these are the definitions. Yeah, the name from the Greek word, it means that hydro, yeah, is referring to the water. All right. So in terms of our surrounding, yeah, around 75% of the gas on our earth is the hydrogen. Yeah. So it's something that related with the water. All right. So also we know hydrogens. It can be found in the light, water, air, plants, and even animals. Yeah. All right. So that is the meaning of hydrogen. So to move to the next slide. Okay. So hydrogen economy. Yeah. Basically, hydrogen economy is referring to the visions of energy delivery infrastructure based on hydrogen as a carbon-free energy carrier. In other words, I would say that hydrogen economy is about talking about the source of energy. Yeah, we want to transform it into another services, and we can see there is a link, yeah, from the sources itself, from the water. For example, let's say if we generate the hydrogen from hydropower, so then with the process, right, the linkage between the sources to the services, yeah. Of course, to deliver energy, to generate it, we also need some facility, the infrastructure, in terms of the productions, in terms of the storage, yeah, and also delivery. So as we can see that this new energy also required that we need to come with the new job opportunity. Okay, maksudnya pekerjaan yang fokus kepada hydrogen expertise. Yeah, the skill, it must be also our future workers have to be skilled, have a skill in terms of hydrogen production. So kita tengok dia boleh generate satu ekonomi, ya, yang berdasarkan kepada hydrogen production. Alright, so hydrogen economy expected to be one of the best solution for energy and environment, yeah, that can contribute to the reductions in the carbon dioxide, yeah, and also we can tackle the problem of the climate change. So that is some of the reason why we have to move to hydrogen economy. But again, it depends, okay, on the country's strength and also natural resources. Okay, alright. So I hope that you understand and have the ideas what is the meaning of hydrogen economics, yeah, in a way that we can reflect it, creating the green job, yeah, another new industry. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so if you can see from this figure, yeah, illustrate on the hydrogen economics in the pure, I would say the linkage, yeah, from the sources to the services. Okay, for example, we are talking about hydrogen in Malaysia. Okay, we generate from the hydropower, for example. So we produce it, yeah, in order to convert it into the other energy, hydrogen use or application, we have to think about the distribution, the storage, the transfer, and the packaging, yeah. So that is the flow of hydrogen economy. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so with this pure hydrogen economy, we can think about another value added, yeah, and also this show the latest hydrogen economy value chain. Okay, as you can see, the hydrogen, it can be generated from the other renewable energy, yeah, and then we can apply it to industrial or the manufacturing sector. Okay, on the right hand side, yeah. So it can create another value-added application. Alright, so in order to creating the green job, okay, through the hydrogen economy, also the country or the state have to understand the flow of the hydrogen linkage, yeah, from the sources to the other services. So we can create another job opportunity and also another necessary institutions that involved in this hydrogen economics. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so here we are talking about hydrogen. Okay, if you refer to any other research, actually there are many types of hydrogen. It's just like the color of rainbow. Alright, but the major one, we're always talking about gray hydrogen, okay, blue hydrogen and green hydrogen. That is the major type of hydrogen. Okay, basically in Malaysia, for example, okay, we produce most of it at gray hydrogen, okay, which is not really environmental friendly. Okay, but now Malaysia focuses on the green hydrogen. Okay, kita fokus kepada hydrogen hijau. Okay, as you can see, the different type of hydrogen. Okay, how they process. Okay, the source of hydrogen and the effect on the carbon emissions. Okay, for example, if you can see from the green hydrogen, okay, the process is through electrolysis, yeah, and the source is from renewable electricity, and we can see the effect on emission. There is no carbon dioxide emitted. Okay, among all these three hydrogen, which one is more green? Yang mana satu yang lebih environmental friendly daripada ketiga-tiga ini? Okay, anyone? Anyone from this side? Yang mana sangat friendly kepada environment from these three type of hydrogen? Green ya. Okay, siapa yang menjawab ya? Yang ini kita. Okay, green hydrogen ya. Okay, so if we can see, look at the sources ataupun sumber bagaimana kita generate hydrogen. Kalau yang blue hydrogen, dia masih diproduce daripada methane and coal. Yeah, which is not really environmental friendly. Okay, for the gray hydrogen, okay, it's from methane and coal. Okay, but the difference between the blue hydrogen and gray hydrogen, for the blue hydrogen, they are using carbon captured storage. That make a difference from the gray hydrogen. Maksudnya the blue is more environmental friendly compared to the gray hydrogen. Because for the blue, they use some technique, yeah, to reduce the carbon emissions. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, so we look into the Malaysia perspective, okay, on the hydrogen economy. Okay, actually Malaysia also just recently they focusing on hydrogen. Before this, we are focusing on solar, okay, solar electricity generations, and also we focusing on hydro, yeah, and some of the biomass electricity generations. Okay, alright. So anyone here have been to Malaysia before? Siapa yang pernah pergi ke Malaysia? Belum pernah ya? Sudah. Yang semua dosen sudah ya? Okay, cuma mahasiswanya akan datang kan? Ya. Okay, alright. So yeah, that is the map of Malaysia. Okay. Of course, we are actually it's not far yeah, from Indonesia. Singapore, Thailand, yeah, and the other parts of ASEAN countries. Okay, the next slide. Okay, so Malaysia, basically there's a two region, one in Peninsula Malaysia and the east of Malaysia. Our state is Sarawak. Okay, and also we have one state in Borneo, we call it Sabah. Yeah. So Malaysia and Malaya actually we are partnership. Okay, to form a Malaysia. Okay, just some history, yeah. Actually, before this, we are standalone, yeah, Sabah Sarawak, but we have colonized by the British. After that, we partner with the Malaya, yeah, with the Peninsula Malaysia. Alright, so the capital city is Kuala Lumpur, yeah. So that is the populations, and Malaysia is a per-income middle country, yeah. We're focusing on the manufacturing sector, yeah. Before independent in 1957. Okay, Malaysia focusing on the agriculture sector, yeah, and also Malaysia also focusing on services sector, and with the new digital economy, Malaysia also will lead the way how we come with our development. Okay, the next slide. Okay, so in Malaysia, normally we have a 5 Malaysian plan every 5 years. Yeah, under the 8 Malaysian plan in the 2001 until 2005, Malaysia already giving a focus on hydrogen as one of the mixed sources under the mixed energy. Yeah, so right now Malaysia only have around 25% of the renewable energy mix. Yeah, so we target in this 2025, Malaysia achieved 31% of the energy mix, yeah, from the total energy generation. We want to move slowly from the non-renewable energy, okay, from the natural gas, from the use of coal and oil, yeah, because we want to reduce our carbon emissions. Alright, so with that commitment, the government of Malaysia have allocated around 40 millions, okay, for the research and development for the hydrogen fuel cell research center, yeah, somewhere in UKM, yeah, in the part of Peninsula Malaysia. Alright, so in order to develop the hydrogen, okay, for the long term, Malaysia also have the national energy policy, yeah, on how do we have these transitions. Yeah, the latest one we have national energy policy 2020 to 2040, and hydrogen is one of the main agenda under our policies. All right, so the next slide. Okay, so from the grey hydrogen, now Malaysia want to focus on how or to produce the green hydrogen, yeah, because the green hydrogen is more environmental friendly. And through the government proposed hydrogen economy technology roadmap, okay, we expected this Malaysia greenhouse gases emission will be reduced around 0.4% to 1.3% by year 2030. Yeah, with the energy use of hydrogen. So we target, yeah, what we get benefits from the hydrogen productions in Malaysia. All right, so the next slide. Okay, so in Malaysia, now we in the journey of we design what is the best policy in Malaysia in terms of hydrogen, but we have the hydrogen roadmap in Malaysia, okay, in order to achieve our vision, okay, and as well as to meet the target of the Paris Agreement. Yeah, so this is the hydrogen roadmap in Malaysia since year 2005. Yeah, as you can see here, we have a short-term strategy. Malaysia have the medium-term as well as a long-term strategy on how do we develop. In Malaysia, our focus actually on the transportation sector, the use of hydrogen refueling system. Maksudnya kita menggunakan sumber tenaga daripada hydrogen, ya, untuk kita punya transportation, contohnya kereta, ya. So that is actually the main target and what we have in Malaysia right now. Alright, so we target that by year 2030, hydrogen as a competitive energy sources. Okay, kita maukan hydrogen sebagai sumber tenaga utama in Malaysia. Alright, so that is in terms of Malaysia roadmap. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, so due to that, Malaysia focus on the fuel cell in terms of the application of hydrogen. Okay, so this one is the roadmap, particularly on the hydrogen fuel cell. Okay, on how do we meet the target, yeah? Okay, which we have been started also in 2005, and we want to achieve it by 2030, yeah? Specifically for the fuel cell. Alright, so the next one. Okay, so I will elaborate more details, yeah, about the hydrogen energy in Sarawak, yeah. Okay, in terms of energy, hydrogen economy, energy in Sarawak. Actually, the Sarawak is the first state in the region, yeah, it's the first one in the Southeast Asia that created the energy hydrogen applications, yeah. Alright, so as you can see from the map, okay, this is the location, the area of Sarawak, and actually Kuching is somewhere here. Okay, kita berada di sebelah northern. We have the east area, yeah, and the southern area. Okay, northern area and the south area. Okay, the Kuching area is very near to Pontianak, ya. Kita juga sering ke Pontianak dan kita ada juga selalu mengunjung ya Universitas Tanjung Pura, kita sebagai partner ya. So kita sudah biasa. Okay, and even we just have the cultural exchange program with University Untan. Alright, so this is the area of Sarawak, and every part of the area have their own specialty in terms of their product and also the economic activity. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so this is the overview of Sarawak. And Sarawak actually consisted of the multi-ethnic group. Okay, around 30 sub-ethnic group in Sarawak with a different language, different culture. So I hope one day you can visit Sarawak. Alright, so we have the capital city, Kuching, and administrations of the Sarawak based in the Kuching, and most of the development is based in Kuching. Alright, so this is the waterfront of Kuching. Okay, as you can see, the building actually for I would say for the parliamentary sitting in Sarawak, Okay, that is the building, and we have our bridge, that is Sarawak or Kuching waterfront. Okay, alright, so the next slide. Okay, so this is the distributions, the share of Sarawak economy. Okay, as you can see that Malaysia growth in 2021 around 8.7%, but last year is a bit downturn for Malaysian economy. We only growth around 4.3%. There's many factors that causes that. And Sarawak contribute around 72.9% to the Malaysia economy. And we have the huge productions in terms of oil and gas, because we are neighboring to the Brunei Darussalam. Okay, so we have a lot of the share of the income that come from mining sector. Okay, and also we have agriculture sector. I think Sarawak actually is the best for agriculture sector and the tourism sector, but we in the middle of develop our tourism sector. Alright, so okay, this is the overview of the contributions of the income that come from various states to Malaysia. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so the niche economy in Sarawak, we based on the region, oil and gas, tourism, basically on that area, on the Miri area, because we are neighboring to the Brunei Darussalam. And we have the finance, education, the medical services, tourism. Normally in Kuching, most of the people from Pontianak, they come for health tourism. Dia pergi ke rumah sakit di Kuching, Okay, so we have our lot of natural resource. Out from this area, we only have 5 major hydropower, Okay, so the next slide. Okay, after the COVID-19, I believe that every country or the state had been hit by the effect of COVID-19, And we understand that digital economic is another way we survive, right? In the era of uncertainty. Alright, so Sarawak also we have come with our own strategy, and we have some certain focus on the economic sector, and we have some enabler, for the economic sector, we targeting they come from tourism services, agriculture, manufacturing, as well as the forestry, Kita juga ada a few national park in Sarawak. If you heard about the Mulu National Park, one of the huge cave in the world. I think it can accommodate around 47 of the Boeing for the whole cave area. Alright, also located in Sarawak. Alright, so on how do we achieve the economic target? So the enabler here is through the transportation sector, okay, and renewable energy is also under our main focus. And of course, the innovation, education, and the human capital, through the capacity building and training. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so in line with the national target, Sarawak introduced the Sarawak Hydrogen Roadmap in 2030. Okay, we are the first state in Malaysia that respond to this, how to say, the targets of renewable energy, and also Sarawak becoming the first hydrogen travel economy in the Southeast Asia. Okay, right now already Sarawak already partner with Japan, okay, to export the hydrogen applications, to Japan as well as to the Korea, All right. Oh, Pamira. Okay. All right. So move to the next slide. Okay. So this is the Sarawak economy roadmap. It's a different with Malaysia. Okay. So the next slide. Okay. So the next one. Okay. In Sarawak, we focus on domestic use and export. That is our main focus. Penggunaan lokal dan juga akan diekspor ke negara luar. Okay, the next slide. Okay, in Kuching we already have integrated multi-fueling station. Okay, under Petros. We also have our own company, the state-owned company that dealing with the managing our hydrogen. We call it Petros. Kita sudah ada station in Kuching. Okay, the next slide. Dan kita juga sudah ada kereta yang menggunakan hidrogen. Sekarang ini dipakai oleh government servant untuk test whether is stable. So kita sudah ada Toyota Mirai not to be mistaken. Kita juga ada station sendiri di Kuching. So that is the premier of Sarawak. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, this is the framework how we develop our hydrogen economics. Alright, so the next one. Okay, next lagi. Okay, ini is the recent one. Sekarang in Kuching, last year they already test the ART on the road. This one is the route to the campus. So we have automated rapid transit that use hydrogen power. So we expect in the 2025 is already operated in Kuching. Nanti kita ada masa coba LRT. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, also we already have hydrogen bus in Kuching. Okay, yang sudah sedia ada. Okay, the next slide. Okay, ini YouTube. Nanti bisa kita tengok kemudian lah. Alright, so can you move to the ASEAN perspective? To the ASEAN hydrogen economic perspective. Okay, nanti mahasiswa boleh tengok sendiri. Ini the chronology of LRT project di Kuching. Okay, so move to the ASEAN perspective.
Access granted.
Next station, Remus.
Ini boleh juga tengok, boleh. here, okay, the hydrogen MRT in Kuching, yeah, we expected in a 2027 atau 2028 kita sudah pakai sebagai public transport in Kuching. Okay, alright, so we can move to ASEAN perspective. Okay, alright, so I just go through briefly on hydrogen energy in the context of ASEAN. Okay, can you go to the tables, the next slide? Okay, alright. Okay, so this is an overview of the current state of hydrogen production and use in the ASEAN member state. Yeah, currently the country that are really prepared for that is Singapore, leading that way. Yeah, they already have a proper policy on hydrogen economy. And now there are certain countries under the ASEAN country, like Indonesia, part of it, Malaysia, Philippines, yeah, also already produce or utilize the hydrogen, yeah, applications, yeah, under this project. We can see the overview of the current development of hydrogen in the ASEAN context, yeah. So Indonesia also is a part of it, yeah. And of course we're not really ready, but in a way that we already in the right track, yeah. Philippines and Malaysia as well, and we have our own target. Alright, so the next slide. Okay, so why we move to the hydrogen? Because every member state we have our own target to reduce or minimize the carbon emissions. Yeah, this is the target. Yeah, Malaysia have their own target, like Indonesia in 2060. Yeah, we want to become emission zero country. Yeah, if that possible. And Singapore in the second half of century. Yeah, and also other countries have their own target. In Malaysia in 2050. Alright, so I think that's all, yeah. Okay, so we move another slide, okay, sorry. Alright, so of course there is many benefits from the hydrogen energy, but there's some the challenges. For example, it's a very high cost. We need investment from other countries, yeah, and also we have to concern about the safety issue, and the storage, the infrastructure, as well as the setting standard. Yeah, we have to draft a very comprehensive policy in order we implement it. Yeah, so this is among the challenges of hydrogen energy application, particularly in Sarawak itself. All right. Okay, so I think yeah. All right, and thank you for your attention. Okay.
Alright, thank you for the great presentation from Ms. Audrey Wan. So so we can move to the next, to the second speaker today that will be delivered online. The second speaker is coming from University Lambung Mangkurat. He is a Professor Muhammad Handri Imansyah. Professor? Can you hear me? Professor?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Beforehand, I'd like to read the curriculum, his curriculum vitae. Professor Muhammad Handri Imansyah is currently full-time professor in the University Lambung Mangkurat, and is also external examiner for PhD in Economics in University Tunku Abdul Rahman in 2022 to 2025. He's also regional expert and local expert in the Ministry of Finance, Republic Indonesia in 2023. And then his expertise is mainly in the input-output analysis, econometrics, non-parametric statistics, as well as computable general equilibrium model. Alright, without further ado, I'd like to Professor Handri Imansyah to deliver his materials. The time is yours, Professor. Professor, you may start the presentation.
Yes. presentation is about or sustainable development. We extended it analyze. My macro perspective, how to identify the key sectors in sustainable development. So we compare the value of carbon emission in the level is last decade from around 2009 to around 36.4 thousand metric ton in 2019. It's about almost 14% increase in a decade. Carbon emission have an increasing trend through the years, and the highest contributor to the greenhouse emission in the world compared to other gas like methane and other gas. So carbon emission is the highest contributor. So this can cause environmental damage and hinder the achievement of sustainable development goals. As the previous presenter provide very clear about the sustainable development and the damage of the environmental damage about the impact to the climate change. As many researchers exploited that reducing greenhouse gas emission can encourage the achievement of SDGs. So, if we fail to reduce the greenhouse gas emission, it means we can fail to achieve the SDGs. Therefore, the economic development of country needs to be directed at the sustainable growth and development. So we have to see whether what sectors to be developed to achieve sustainable development. So in this presentation, sustainable development is commonly presented as a framework that has three elements in macro perspective. The first one is economic. Usually we use the indicator as economic growth. The second one is environment. Usually we use indicator as carbon emission. And the third one is social, inclusive. Usually we use the income distribution of the people. The methodology, we use the input-output model to identify the key sectors in economic perspective. We use the highest output multiplier. So multiplier analysis of the input-output will be used to identify the highest output multiplier in Indonesia for economic growth. That's the first one for identifying the key sector. So the highest impact to the economy if we put investment in that sector. The second one, we use elasticity analysis of input-output model to identify the most inelastic sector of carbon emission due to value added in Indonesia. So we have to identify which sectors to be the most inelastic if there is any change in value added. If we boost one sector, what is the impact to the carbon emission? So we have to see whether the sector is inelastic or elastic. Inelastic means that if we push the sectors, the impact to the carbon is very low. But with elastic, if we put 10%, for example, the impact to the carbon emission more than 10%. It means that elastic. That's the elasticity analysis. The third one, we use a Niyasa model. Niyasa model is to measure the impact of on income distribution due to financial unsold in the key sector. So, if we select the sectors as key sectors, we can see the impact to the income distribution of the people. So, based on this model, we split the wages and salary growth into 10 classes of the wages, the decile, and also the consumption column will be disaggregated into 10 classes of consumption. So we can see the result. Okay, you can see that we identified that 20 sectors out of 73 sectors. We can see that the highest multiplier is the big and mid products, printing and publishing, rubber products, tea and coffee, knitting, thermal, power, dairy products, and so on. So, based on this 20 sector, we can see that we can select of these 20 sectors as a high output demand. So, we have to invest in these sectors if we want to increase the economic growth. However, we have to identify the impact to the carbon emission, because every sectors, if we choose, of course they have an impact to the carbon emission, because of the process of production can cause the carbon emission. So we identify the 20 sectors that the lowest carbon emission. So we can see that the 20 sectors of carbon emission, the lowest is from the ship and building, dairy products, tea and coffee, drugs and medicine, non-ferrous metal, beverage, fruits, and other things. And then we have to compare to the output multiplier. So we compare to the output multiplier, and we can select it. And we can select 7 sectors that we can overlap. That they have a high multiplier and also low carbon emission. So we have 7 sectors of the 20 sectors, high multiplier and low elasticity of carbon emission. And the selected 7 sectors, we can call it as the key sectors to achieve the sustainable development. So we have to see whether these 7 sectors, the impact of the 7 sectors, if we invest in the 7 sectors, what is the impact to the income distribution of the people? Because we have to meet the criteria of the social inclusion if we want to achieve the sustainable development. So the 7 sectors, if we invest in these 7 sectors as a development strategy, actually the higher the income level, the higher the income impact. It means that the top of urban population receive 38% income rising compared to the 26% income rising in rural population. So household income of rural areas less impact than household income in urban areas. So this is the development strategy bias to the urban areas. In contrast, the lowest 10% of rural population receive only 2.1%, and the urban population receive 2.3% of the total impact. It means that the selection of the 7 sectors is not exactly right. I mean, because the impact is also the income distribution and bias to the urban areas. So if we want to see whether the sectors that get the most benefit, we can see that top decile income group sectors that get the most benefit are decision instrument in urban areas and the tea and coffee sectors in rural areas. However, in general, the 7 sectors that benefit are indeed for income groups in urban areas compared to the same income group in rural areas. So you can see that the impact is rather than urban bias, and also based on the sectors. In the bottom decile group, the investment of the 7 sectors that meet the high criteria of output growth with low carbon elasticity to added value shows that in the urban areas and rural areas is low except for tea and coffee sectors for income group in rural areas. So the benefit for the bottom decile is very low, both in rural and urban, except the tea and coffee. What is the conclusion? The conclusion that we identified the 7 key sectors that meet 2 criteria, which is a high output multiplier, beneficial for economic growth, and low carbon emission elasticity, environmentally friendly, while the sectors promote sustainable economy. But the study finds that the worsened income inequality with urban bias benefiting more than rural areas. High output multiplier sectors dairy products, meat and meat products, other animal feeds, tea, clothing, leather, and printing and publishing. That's most of the high multiplier output is actually has backward linkage from the agriculture sectors, because dairy products from the agriculture in broad perspective, meat and meat product as well, other foods, animal feeds, tea and coffee printing, leather and leather products, and printing is only in urban areas. But the previous one, most of linkage from the rural areas for the high output multiplier. But in low carbon emission sectors, there is other transport equipment, shipbuilding, repairing, dairy products, tea, coffee products, drug and medicine, non-ferrous metal products, beverage, fruits, meat and meat products, and wooden furniture. Most of these sectors are food manufacturing. Food manufacturing has a linkage to the agriculture sectors. So the key sector for sustainable development is dairy products, tea and coffee, drugs and medicine, non-ferrous metal product. This is only manufacturing. Meat and meat products, animal feeds and racing instruments. Most of the key sector for sustainable development are food manufacturing, only except non-ferrous metal and racing instruments. Impact on income distribution. Investment in key sectors worsen income inequality, with urban areas benefiting more than rural areas. What is the lesson learned from this research? Is actually the sectors are related to the agriculture sectors, but why we invest in this sector is still worsening the income inequality or income distribution. So, for policy recommendation, mitigate the negative impact on income distribution, we have to develop additional policy alongside promoting the identified key sector to address the worsening income inequality, particularly focusing on rural development strategies, because the impact of the benefit of the strategy more on urban areas rather than rural areas. So we have to develop in rural areas. Invest in complementary sectors. Consider investing in other sectors that contribute positively to both economic growth and income equality, even if they don't meet the specific criteria of high output multiplier and local community lines. For further research, conduct research that explore alternative strategy for sustainable development that take into account various factors of economic growth and economic impact, such as social equity and regional development. I hope let's give some perspective about how to make a strategy for to achieve the sustainable development. I will be happy to answer any questions. That's all my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, give applause for Professor Henry Machel from the University of Malaysia. Right, we can move to the third and last but not least speaker, Dr. Josephine Yao Tan Huang. She's a senior lecturer and commercial program coordinator for finance, Faculty of Economics and Business, University Malaysia Sarawak. And then she graduated from Master of Finance from the Australian National University, ANU Australia. And then she graduated from a PhD in Accounting and Finance from Durham University, UK. And then she also has published some papers, and her latest title of paper is Environmental, Social and Governance Performance and Value Creation in Product Market, Evidence from Emerging Economies, published in Journal of Risk and Financial Management. Alright, without further ado, I'd like to let Dr. Josephine to deliver her material.
Okay, thank you to Mr. MC. Right, good morning everyone. Still morning, right? Morning, yeah? Not afternoon yet. Right. Okay, first of all, thank you very much for having us with you. Right, we feel very happy actually, although it's a long journey, all the way we've come to USU Jember. This is my first time here, right? We hope that in the future we have more collaboration, whereby we also invite the students, lecturers, come and visit us as well. We are located, our university located in Sarawak. So come and visit us here one day. Yeah. Okay, so I think the arrangement is very good because the first presenter talking about the environment, the economics in the whole picture, right? And then we have the second presenter talking about the sector, right? So although I'm from background from finance, but actually we can see that economy and finance, they are interrelated, right? For example, that Malaysia and Indonesia also, we are considered one big family as well, right? Because we are neighbor for each other. Okay, so I will look at the ESG, right? One is the, maybe the slide. Okay, we'll talk about ESG, and the second one will be on the green innovation. So this is also especially for the corporation, the company, right? What they can do actually, initiative, right? What they can actually implement in their business, right? Not only focus on profit, because we are living in the world, right? Everyone actually get the effect, right? If let's say the corporations, they didn't take responsibility about the environment, right? The feedback, right? The effect will be on all over us, right? So that would be to actually on the sustainable future, right? So how this corporation actually, or the company themselves, what are the initiatives they can take, right? So that would be the main on my presentation today. Okay, so this will be the content, right? ESG, so sustainable future and green innovation, so they are interrelated. Okay, next. Okay, so see, the first thing that I want to ask is questions before I proceed with my presentation. So who are the main contributors to environmental and world sustainable issue? So we're talking about climate change or this thing, right? Who are the main contributors? Just now I think Ms. Audrey's already mentioned, right? Recap a bit back, right? So just to show that you are paying attention just now. So who are the contributors? Anyone? Ourselves, is it? Right. So if we look at the industry, right, and then who are working in the industry? The human, right? Who are the human? We are the human, right? So actually, the end, right, when we talk about who are the one that contribute to environmental issue or problem, that is human, which is ourselves. Okay. Look at next. Then this one would be the question about ESG. So what is ESG? Yeah, just press continue with the slide. Slide. Yeah. So environmental, social, and governance. So these three elements actually is very important, right? In actually to sustain the future. So these are the three main pillars. Yeah. So you can look at these three, right? These are the three that non-financial risk that for company daily activities. So in Malaysia as well, we are encourage the company, right, who actually want to implement, right, try to encourage this ESG, right? So next. So why is this matter? Or why is this important? Right? Like I mentioned just now that we are actually in one environment, one system, right? So you can look at more and more investors, actually they are very concerned about ESG, right? Before they make investment decision, okay, they have the choice to choose which company they want to invest, right? So ESG is one of the, become more and more important, the consideration for the investor to invest, right? So they will look at whether this company practices or whether they implement certain things that are showing that they are environmental friendly, they are taking care of the environment, right? So that would be the thing that we want the corporation, right, to actually implement in their daily business. Okay, next. Okay, so there is three. One is environmental. So when you look at environmental, it will be on the emissions, right, and then the resources as well. Right, the resources used, can be like the production, right? The production processes, what types of material, right? So in a corporation, the material they choose for the production, and the other one would be whether or not this is from the recycled material. So if they use recycled material, meaning that they are slightly green on that, right? And then also for the end product as well, right? Whether this end product can be recycled back or not. Right? So that would be also showing that the initiative of the corporation, right? Of course that we talk about when we want to move a company, especially on the production line to more green, it will incur more cost, right? But how we actually look at this is because we only have one world for us to live, right? So spending a bit more, but in long run, actually the benefit will be going back to all of us. Okay, and then our water resources and land use as well. Deforestation is one of the issues as well, right? So how to actually manage, right, the land use or protect the land. So that is also fall under the environmental pillar. Okay, next please. Okay, then when we look at the social part, right? Social part, you will be look at how the employee, right, being treated, right? For example, that the development of the employee, and then some labor practice as well, right? So if your employer feel happy, right, of course that they will be also taking care, right, of their daily life as well. Okay, and then about the health and the safety standard as well, right? So that is also part of the ESG. Okay, so relevant company, the company is not only for profit. Previous, of course, that if the question will ask, what is the main objective? What is the aim that you have in business? What is the aim that if you want to set up a business? Anyone plan to have business after you graduate? Start your own business? Yes? Yes, very good. Right, so what is the aim that for you to have business? Why do you want to have business? To have money. Yeah, right. But of course that beside money, we also need to put a little bit on the ESG, right? Not only money, non-financial also important as well. So that would be the thing that not only money, we can have money at the same time, right? But at the same time, we're also taking care of the environment. Okay, then we look at the, this one would be on the, if we are able, right, to do a good business, we also need to give back to the society. So that one would be under the social responsible, right? So that is also important for a corporation. Although that when we do a lot of giving back to the society, there is no monetary in return, meaning that you might not receive money, but you get reputation, right? You get reputation, you get good image, right? And it might also showing that if your company is good in that way, it will attract more investors. People are more willing to invest in the company. Okay, next we go to look at governance, right? So in a company as well, the more important would be on the governance, right? How you actually control or monitor the company, right? From the shareholders, right? And we also have board diversity. Board diversity would be the mixture, right? Usually, if it's a company, you have some policy, right? For example, that right now they are encouraging more women who sitting in the director board, for example, right? Or more diverse background or ethnicity in the board as well. So that would be the diversity, right? Diversity actually is good that it will give a lot of new idea, right? Different people, different background, different education background as well, right? It will provide new idea. Okay, and then about executive compensation would be the pay, right? How much the executive of the managers they get, right? So whether or not they want to protect this, whether need to make it in line with the sustainable performance, right? And then the last one will be on the corporate behavior, right? So there is a lot of rule and regulation, especially right on these practices and anti-corruption as well, right? Because this actually, if we are in a healthy environment, then we also can provide more to the society, right? So next. Okay, so we mentioned a lot about the responsibility the company that should have, right? So we also, because we need to know what to report, right? So if you look at the annual report, each of the company at the year end or financial year end, you will need to report the activities. Usually, previously people are concerned about the financial report. What are the financial report that you can see? Financial statement, the profit and loss, right? Income statement, balance sheet, all these things, whether the company making profit or not. That is more on the financial side, right? For this ESG, actually, the world is moving like the corporation, they need to have reporting on their sustainability, right? What are the effort or initiative they have, right? What they give back to the society. So until now, actually, there is no actually one framework, right? But usually, people will be referred to the corporations, right? Or the Security Commission, usually they will refer to this GRI standard, and the other one is SASB. So these two are the main, because if you have a company, you do a lot of good things to the society, how to report. So these are the two standards that we can use to report your sustainability, right? The effort that you put on to the company. Okay, next. Okay, here is an example, right? So when we look at a company, this is Microsoft Word. So they have one we call environmental sustainability reporting, right? So in this report, what we can have is, let's look at the content. What they expect to have here, right? So you can see that they will have carbon, right? What's their approach towards carbon? Okay, and then you can also see the waste, how they reduce the waste footprint. So they have all the planning here, right? And the water as well, how they reduce the water waste, okay, and then ecosystem, and then they also look at the customer sustainability and global sustainability. So these are the standard report, right? So meaning that corporation, they will report all this. Who are the one who go and read this? Who will read this? This report is prepared for who? So for the one that want to invest, who are environmental concerned people, right? You love the environment. So you will look at what are the effort they have, right? So these are the things, right? So this is some kind like the sustainability report, right? So I'm not so sure about in Indonesia, but in Malaysia we are actually pushing all the public listed company to have this sustainability report, right? Okay, next. Okay, so these are some of the summary, what they did, right? So you can see that they report in this way, right? Carbon reduction, divert the solid waste, clean water solution, they protect the land and also invest in some climate innovation fund. So they will show this, right? So if you are the investor, when you look at this, how you feel? You will, maybe the first that you will think that beside they are earning profit, right? They are getting a lot of money. They also do a lot of good thing, right? Okay, so next. So this will be the environmental, social, governance practices, right? And for firm sustainable growth. So we are pushing actually the company to, besides just look at the profit, right? We also need to look at the sustainable growth of the company. If the company have good practices, right? So their business will be sustained. So that would be the thing that we want to look at, the link. Okay, so when we look at this, right, the ESG is not a new thing. ESG is actually initiated quite a long time ago. The first mention will be in 1992, right? And you can look at the economic society rapid development. Investors now, they are more concerned about the information about the business that have this ESG performance. So knowing that people are curious about knowing which company do more on ESG, then we have actually ESG data. What is the data for? Data is a summary of the scoring, right, for each of the company. They will have the ESG score, right? So the more you do, the higher the score you will be, right? So I show you the example. So for those who want to do research, right? So you can actually get this data. So look at maybe ESG performance with other things, right? Okay, so we got to look at next. If you want to know which of the company have high practices in ESG, then you can search, right? Okay, next slide please. Okay, so in the ESG data, usually that is measure the practices, right? We can have the environmental score, and you also can have social score and governance score, right? These three, we have one total we call total ESG score, right? So these are the scores that can be used to do some research, to do some study, or maybe if you want to invest in a certain company that you love some green and environmental very good company, look at their score, right? So these are, they have their score, right? You can check their score. Okay, next. Okay, all of you know Maybank, right? Yeah. So I will just show you that you can see what is the Maybank score for the ESG. 54. Right? Is good or not good? I can tell? Good or not good? Not sure. Right. Okay, we got to look at next. This is Apple, right? 80. Good or not good? Good, because compared with Maybank is higher, so it's good. Okay. Then we look at another one, right? Okay, Microsoft 89. Good? Even better, is it? Right. So that's why I take Microsoft as an example. Everyone know Microsoft, right? But of course, that if you want to invest in Indonesia, you can also search Indonesia company, right? Their score, right? Look at the score. So this is a standard score, right? And you can see that because we also need to look for the sustainable, right? Company also need to sustainable, need to be sustained, right? So of course that if they have this activity or initiative in green, then it indirectly that the company also, the business also will be sustained in the long run. So we are not looking at the short term that we just get all the profit, right? We need to look for the long run, right? Okay, so next. So this is the SDG. Everyone's so familiar with SDG. So the same picture come again this time, right? Because it's interrelated, so we can have the same thing here, right? Sustainable issue is always the main issue, right? When we look at, I take Malaysia as an example, right? When they have this in the report 2022, it shows that the Malaysia commercial sector has indicated they does not commit to SDG. They are 47%. So in Malaysia, actually to have sustainable, we still have long way to go. But a lot of initiatives need to be bring up on this matter. Okay, next. Okay, so green innovation, right? So green innovation is one thing that for the corporation, what they can do actually, right, to achieve, right? So it is part of the ESG initiative. Okay, and when we look at the global problem, global warming, all these things, right? So development of necessary product, especially, right, services that need to reduce the pollution and harm to the environment, right? So of course that we need to maximize because natural resources are limited, right? So we need to use it in a very planned, right? We need to plan very well on that. Okay, next. So maybe we also need to look at the public awareness as well on green innovation, right? How many of you will use environmental friendly products? In your daily life, you think that you will choose the Eco? No? No. So start from today. Not only sit at the green chair, right? The green chair they have. So in daily life as well, right? We start from ourselves as well, right? Go for green products, right? So because at the end it will be actually, this is a system like I mentioned just now. Whatever we use or whatever activity we have, at the end it will affect our own life, right? Okay, so green innovation and green technology is important, right? Maybe when, later on when you graduate later on, so if you give suggestions, right, to your company, okay, or you work with certain company, they ask for your opinion, right? You can suggest, right? So look for some products or services or maybe a material that are green, right? Okay, next we look at, this is what we want to achieve actually, right? So green innovation and corporate performance, right? So when we have reduced the emission, we increase the revenue in long run, right? So green innovation is significant, right? So all the corporation, the company, they are in the direction, right? We hope all are corporate that go for green idea and technology, right? That can help to preserve the world. Okay, next. Okay, and then this is about Malaysia green technology, right? We also have this national green policy. Basically, we are concentrate on the waste management, building, transportation, and energy, right? So these are, I think Indonesia, you should have as well, right? On this, some kind of green policy, green technology, moving to green. This is a green campus, right? It's one of the examples, right? If the campus is green, meaning that we also towards the green. Okay, next. Okay, here, let's just have a look. They are different color, right? So, where is Malaysia and Indonesia? We are not green. Okay, so we are not green, but we are not too red, right? We are maybe in the middle a bit, right? So this one is, we want to move to green. You can see the developed country, maybe they have a lot of resources, they have a lot of technology, right? So that they can move to green, right? But we also need to move to green as well, right? But you can see Malaysia and Indonesia, we are the same. We are same color. Not that bad, but not that good as well. Okay, next. Okay, so how to boost the green innovation, right? So actually, any country also, right, the law and policy, right? Or those that, for example, that plastic bag, right? If the country didn't put initiative, right, didn't like step up, like maybe, like in Malaysia, sometimes in the shopping mall, we have like weekend, they are plastic bag free. So that is some policy, right? If just asking human to not use plastic bag, it won't work, right? Because there is no force power on that, right? You are not forced to, right? So that's the reason that law and policy is important, right? Need to change. But of course, if we can change ourselves, our own lifestyle, that would be good, right? But a lot of us still waiting for the law enforcement on this. Okay, so this is the example, right, of green innovation, right, in a company. Okay, I take back the Microsoft as an example. Then you can see that when they invest in climate innovation, right, so they develop of carbon reductions and removal technology, right, reduce the water and waste. So that is first the initiative, right. So this is their initiative, the effort they put in. Okay, the second one would be on the green building. Okay, so green building will be on the energy efficient. So you can see there are lots of buildings, they are labeled, okay, they categorize as green building. Not only the paint is green, they call green now, it's because of the energy efficiency. They can actually have the design on green energy efficiency. Okay, and then they also have innovation on water technology. Right? For example, that here they have the thermal energy, cooling technology, all these things. Right? So these are the few examples. I think we have another 2 more examples. Next slide, please. Okay, and this is about the material, right? So you can see that they use 100% recycle, right, to actually put on their circuit board, right? And then they also phasing out the single-use plastic. They use the reusable, right? So that would be the effort they have. And then they're also promoting the digital download instead of giving the physical card, right? So when you go for Microsoft, you can have a lot of digital, right? So this is also one of the initiatives. Okay, and then the last example will be on the employee engagement. So who are the ones who actually practice the green? That would be the people who work in the company, right? So in this initiative, right, they create green job and skill, right, across the industry. They also educate their own staff as well, right? Because if you have a plan, you need people to execute, to work on the plan, right? So that would be, it's not just the policy. They need to have someone who actually practice, right, what you have been said. Okay, so now you can answer why ESG and green innovation is important. Important for your future. Very important. Okay, so I'll show you a picture. I think there's a picture, right? So this picture tells everything. Clear? Need explanation? Okay, so no explanation? Okay. So the choice, right? This is the explanation. Okay, so the place that we live is beautiful, right? All the way we from airport here, a few hours on the road, we see a lot of beautiful scenery, right? So the beautiful place, the challenge would be on the climate change, right? How sustained is the world will be, right? So because we need infrastructure, economic growth, and we also need to take care of the society as well. Right, so that would be the thing that we can have the biggest challenge to our world. Okay, next. So in short, that when the words come in short, what is the meaning of in short? Towards the end of my presentation, in short, a summary. Okay, in short, that corporate world, right? Because the main contributor or the main human activity is from the business, right? From the sector, from the industry. Right, they emphasize on ESG, which is a good move, right? When we look at environmental, it will be shown that how they minimize the impact of nature, right? And then on social, how they actually interact with the society, right? And on the governance side is how they actually behave ethically, right? So with this ESG, actually, it can promote the sustainable future for all of us. Okay, next, still got a slide. So this one will be on who are the one, right? We are the one, right? Because we are the one should take part, right, in this promoting green innovation, right? Because what we have would be it doesn't matter we are the business owner, maybe we're employee, customer, citizen, or individual as students like us. We have the power, right? We need to promote the green innovation. So green innovation is not just a trend, right? This is actually a strategy, right? So if everyone can implement green innovation, think of green, right? So actually it's good for our survival, right? And our beautiful world as well. Okay? So the choice is in our hand, whether we want to live at the red color side or the blue-green side. Where you want to live? That side, right? So that side? So that side, right? So we play our own part, right? Besides the business, right? Besides the economic government, right? As human, we live in this world, right? We take care of our own world, right? Okay, so before ending, we want to promote this actually, right? So this is a conference from our University Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS. Will be held on 18th and 20th September, right? So you can see the title we have is Inclusive Development for Sustainable Future, which is very suited to our topic today as well, our theme today, right? So we have two very prominent keynote speakers, right? One is Professor Smith, and the other one is Professor Han, right? So if you are interested, especially postgrad students, if you want to present your research, right, welcome. And lecturer as well, we welcome all the lecturers. Come and join our conference. So the topic here we have is about, you see this is a trend right now that we have green finance, economic sustainability, right, sustainable development, environmental sustainability, and all this, right? So this is actually, we are concerned about future, our sustainable future. Okay, thank you everyone.
All right, thank you for Dr. Josephine for a really great presentation. So we have arrived in the question and answer session. So I'd like to give you opportunity to question from people here in the Faculty of Economics and Business, and also to people from University Lambung Mangkurat that we have connected online. So maybe for people here, does anyone have question or issue to discuss? Please mention your name and your department. Yeah?
Okay, the first time I would like to say thank you to the opportunity that moderator has given, and of course to our great presentator, Mrs. Audrey and Mrs. Josephine. So here I have question maybe to Mrs. Audrey. On this session, I would like to inquire whether there have been any activity or program conducted by the Sarawak University, especially the Faculty of Economic and Business in the Sarawak University. Because if I not misunderstand from your presentation, I listened that there is Toyota and ERT, but is the program has been implemented in the Sarawak. I hope you can tell me or us about any program or activity that University of Sarawak do to implement the hydroeconomic model, and if there are any activity that have you implemented in the Sarawak University, may you can tell us the challenges of implementing the model of hydroeconomic. And the second, additionally, according to Mrs. Audi, what are the potential socio-economic implications of transitioning towards hydro-based economic, particularly in terms of job creation and economic growth? Is this clear? Thank you.
All right, the second question. in this room? Anyone? Pertanyaan kedua, ini terlihat ngangau-ngangau semua ya dari tadi. Ya? Please say your name first and then your study program.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for this good opportunity to give question to our speakers. Let me introduce myself. My name Noval Amar from Department of Economics and Business, University of Jember. I wanna to ask to Miss Audrey. In your presentation, you say if Malaysia making decision to make hydrogen to be a main energy. In the same times, you say if applicated from hydrogen have a lot of challenges. So why Malaysia choose the hydrogen to be a main energy? And the last question, in your slide, I see if Malaysia have a vehicle energy from hydrogen, I wanted to ask how it works, the mechanism. It's clear? Okay, thank you.
Alright, the next one from the University Lambung Mangkurat, so I'd like to give you the opportunity. Can you hear me? Anyone from University Lambung Mangkurat? Ya, suara saya nanti sampainya mungkin 3 hari lagi. Halo, dari Universitas Lambung Mangkurat, apakah bisa mendengar suara saya? Oke, jadi kita akan mendengar jawaban dulu. So you may answer the first question from Natalie regarding the program has been organized by UNIMAS regarding the hydrogen program and also the implication for socio-economic to the economic growth. And then the second question from Naval is about the challenge of hydrogen that has exists, but why Malaysia chose that? And the second one is like how it works regarding that mechanism.
I try my best to answer the questions. Okay, I think I explained it from the Sarawak perspective, how they started with the hydrogen economic ideas. Actually, it's created by the state governments. Yeah, the state government of Sarawak. Due to in Sarawak we have around 5 major hydropower, and now we in the middle of develop one of the major somewhere in the Sarawak area. So in Sarawak, talking about hydrogen actually is under Sarawak Energy Berhad, and also together cooperation with the Sarawak Economic Development Planning that manages on the vehicle, the utilizations of applications of hydrogen. Our site of University Malaysia Sarawak, currently most of the research that cooperate with the state governments come from the engineering faculty. Yeah, that we have right now. And also we have Institute of Renewable Energy in Sarawak, and they also offer postgraduate, I think, some courses under this institute. But in UNIMAS, the courses, most of it come from engineering faculty. And from our side, we don't really, right now, yeah, maybe hopefully we are moving to that. But in our university, we offer the the course only on the environment and natural resources. Yeah, I can say that in the UNIMAS we have that cooperations with the Sarawak Energy Berhad, with SCDC, the state government, from the research perspective come from engineering and the Institute of Renewable Energy. Is it answering your questions? Okay, but in Sarawak, yeah, we just actually testing the ART on the road. One of the stations will be at the University of Malaysia Sarawak, and also there are few students last time given opportunity to test how it works, or because now we only operate on the road, yeah. The university student last year they have the opportunity to ride the LRT, yeah. Maybe I don't know if you have a visit. Maybe we can request from the state. Maybe we can have a try of it. If they come from the university program, we can try our best to request from the state government. Yeah. Is it answering the questions?
It's answering my first question, but maybe you can also answer my second question, which is about what are the potential in social economy implication of financially towards hydro-based economy, in particular terms of job displacement and economic growth, like how the potential.
Okay, so we are talking about socio-economics here. In terms of the economic side, Sarawak actually targeting is that we can offer. I have the number, but I forgot about it. The green job opportunity that come from the hydrogen economy, because we know just now there are many industry and the sector, the sub-sector that we involved in that project, like the productions, the storage, yeah, utilities, yeah, they can created from the hydrogen economy. In terms of the socio-economic, maybe can giving the green job to the people of Sarawak, because we know Sarawak is a bit far from the Kuala Lumpur. So the industry, I would say, the opportunity is still lacking. So it's one way that Sarawak can create the job. Of course, for the time being, in terms of the capacity building and the education, probably I hope that Sarawak also be part similar with our state visions, yeah. And also only bringing the hydrogen economy, we also partnership with some of foreign country in terms of the technology, like ART, it come from China actually, the technology, and also with the UK and the other European country, Germany, for example, on the technology. Maybe it's a win-win as well, but what I can see, the clear opportunity that come from the hydrogen is about job creations, yeah? Particularly in Sarawak itself, because we have a huge, and the number of population also is quite high. If we hoping on the other industry, maybe this one is can supporting the job opportunity in Sarawak. And as well as that, also we are talking about transportations, yeah? Because in Kuching itself, I think it's more or less like in Kuala Lumpur, kita juga macet ya. Dulu tiada macet, tapi sekarang sungguh macet. Because Kota Samarahan, where we located actually, is at the education hub. And we expected this, our area will become crowded, yeah. And to tackle the congestion, the traffic, we try to think what is another opportunity. One is through the ART, yeah. And also because we have a lot of natural resources, we have hydro, I think we can utilize this as well. Yeah, and maybe can solve the problem of the traffic and also to enhance our public transportations. Yeah, mainly in Sarawak areas. Yeah. Maybe they can come with the other multiplier effect. Yeah. Is it answering your questions? So, yeah. Thank you.
Jadi intinya memang kontribusi dari UNIMAS sendiri terkait dengan hydrogen economy adalah what have been done so far in the hydrogen economy in Malaysia is contributed by the UNIMAS research, kemudian developmentnya. Jadi bukan berarti UNIMAS harus menjadi practitioner di pemerintahan juga, but they can give the solution and suggestion regarding how we can try to design about the hydrogen economy for the Malaysia.
Yeah, exactly, and also some of the, especially of the engineering, a part of the consultant, yeah, for the state government project.
Yeah. me answer the second question, the question from Nova.
Okay, all right. So for the hydrogens, in terms of Malaysia perspective, because our target now still lower than our achievement since the 8th Malaysian Plan. We already put our target for the mixed energy, but we know Malaysia actually the main producers of oil and natural gas, right? So we need to adjust it first because we doesn't want the other sector will be suddenly drop with our ambition as well. So we put hydrogen as a part of our mixed energy alternative beside the other 5 major alternative. And in Malaysia, we actually focuses on the transportations, on the vehicle, the use of a fuel cell that come from hydrogen. But in Malaysia, among all the 13 states, Sarawak is the first one that take the challenge, And in fact, in the Southeast Asia region, Sarawak is the main producer of the hydrogen. One is due to the abundant, the natural resource. In terms of hydro, we have the most in Sarawak, located in Sarawak, compared to the peninsula. So that would be, I think, is answering your questions. And also, we want to meet the target of 31% of a mix of renewable energy in the 2025. Because we want to meet the target as well as the Paris Agreement, right? We want to reduce up to 45% of carbon intensity to GDP by 2030. Alright, tapi in Malaysia itu Sarawak yang the main producer daripada semua negeri. The challenge here, if we see, also I read the critics, the comments from the other researcher, the foreigner researcher. One is actually the market demand from the economic side of view, because hydrogen cost is quite high. I think Sarawak, maybe the state of Sarawak, because we have a lot of resources. The income is some of the areas quite high, and also it's a high cost actually. In a need of investment. Right now, as I mentioned just now, we already have partnership with Japan under the INEOS, to export our hydrogen. Of course, the storage is quite high actually, because we need to transfer the energy from the hydrogen itself. High cost as well as the in terms of the safety, dia mudah meletup kan? That is another issue. And also in Malaysia, we're still in the middle also, find what is the best setting standard. Polisinya secara corporate inilah in detail. There is some challenge that we facing right now. But of course, we are talking about money, is required a high cost. So another one is the market demand. We need to compete with the other, maybe another alternative to the hydrogen, electricity, for example. Okay, I think it's answering your questions.
Jadi intinya memang hydrogen energy itu menjadi alternatif. Yang namanya alternatif kadang memang mahal gitu ya. Jadi konsekuensi memang kita harus menjadikan itu sebagai alternatif dan bagaimana menekan biayanya. Baik, untuk yang dari Universitas Lampung Mangkurat, apakah ada pertanyaan?
My name is from University of Mangkurat, Faculty of Economy and Business in Development Economic. I have a question for Dr. Josephine Yautan Wang on ESG. On permanent pillar, what if bad political interest will disrupt ESG, but environmental and social, and how to overcome the problem of bad political interest in this context? Jadi pertanyaan saya mengenai bagaimana jika adanya kepentingan politik yang buruk dapat mempengaruhi pilar ekonomi pada ESG dan bagaimana cara mengatasinya. Sekian, terima kasih.
Thank you. Is there any second question from Abu Mangkura? No? Okay, so I'd like to let Dr. Josephine to answer the question.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Right, of course that when we talk about political influences, that would be a very important factor because they are the policy maker actually. Right, but of course that when we look at the government itself, right, the force from all the country actually, why we have like for example that like the first presenter, Ms. Audrey mentioned about the Paris Agreement, all this, there is a commitment from different countries, right? So people are expecting, right? Of course, that when we want to get a good government, right? So this ESG, right? For example, the environmental issues, it can actually become a big issue as well if it's not tackled well, right? So from here, that we can see that might be certain country that they are big, not that put full effort, but slowly you can see that when your neighboring country are doing good, definitely that your people can see, right, what have been done by others country as well. So indirectly here, we are encouraging like from the political side, right? So, and then we can see, of course, that when we talk about the leader you want to choose, right? So environmental issues, right, or governance, right, the ethical side also become very important. Because of the information as well, right? If let's say a certain leader they have processes of this good quality, right? Especially they are concerned about the environment, the society, definitely that they will get respect from the people as well. So I think in a political wise, of course that they might have their own perspective, but when we talk about environmental, the sustainable issue, I think all of us should go to a good direction on this. Yeah. Am I answering your questions on this?
Firdaus? Has it been answered well?
Alright, yes, thank you.
Okay. Jadi intinya memang ketika suatu rencana ESG itu bagus, itu kan justru akan membuat rakyat senang gitu ya. Itu that's why the political interest will be like applied there. Jadi pemerintah juga akan menerapkan itu semua bagaimanapun karena memang rencananya tujuannya juga akan bagus. Actually, I also have like a question like regarding like the current phenomena of the Apple company that cut off the charger when we try to buy the new phone there. So in one side, we think that this is like a strategy for them to like care with the environment or something like that. But people here actually think that they're just like the strategy of the Apple, as if that they try to like boost more profit on it by separating the charger with their phone if we're gonna try to buy a new phone. So is there any does it have something to do with that? Like it's like as if it's like environmentally friendly, but it's probably just like a profit oriented actually on it. Yeah.
Okay, so for that one, because we are not actually, I can't comment much on that. But if let's say the perspective is from the green environment, maybe it's true as well. We can't deny that. Of course, that if you have a lot of phone at home, right, you wouldn't need to have a new charger anyway. Like if you are really from different model to another one, but using iPhone, for example. So that might be a small thing, but if let's say you can see the sales volume on the charger, right, it actually saves a lot of, because when you get a new one, the old one might be you will just put aside, right? So when we talk about the perspective of this environmental, might be have the effect on that. But of course, different people, they have different perspective, right? Might be it's a marketing strategy, they don't want to, maybe because of the price affordable, but at least they also give choice to the consumer as well. Maybe you think a very good way that they give choice. If you still want the charger, maybe you can get extra one, or the old one is broken, then you get a new one, right? But basically that if we look at the lifespan of the charger, right? So for myself as well, right? I still use my old charger, right? So might be the truth is that it have an element on environmental issues on that as well.
Thank you. Jadi intinya yang baru-baru ini beli HP iPhone atau Samsung itu kan nggak ada chargernya ya. Nah itu kan ada yang bilang itu akal-akalan Samsung sama iPhone aja, Apple aja gitu ya, biar kita beli chargernya sekalian. Gitu. Jadi kalau misal kalian mau ganti HP baru, apakah kalian menjual HP lama kalian? Kalau iya kan berarti chargernya juga ikut kan. Berarti intinya kalian juga harus beli chargernya. So that's like very dilemma. It creates also whether we should buy the new charger or because the thing is like when you're trying to get a new one, you need to like sell the old one. Also the charger of course. So you should buy the charger anyway. So you should like add more cost on it. That's also like the problem that is currently faced. Okay, then is there any more question in this room or from Lambung Mangkurat? Anyone? Okay, so maybe like regarding the question from for Dr. Josephine about the color that you show regarding the map where the developed countries has like green color compared with like developing countries. So is there any possibility for the developing countries experiencing like the green color on it? Because based on the theory in the environmental Kuznets curve, in the beginning, the developing countries experiencing the industrialization in which they need to like deal with a lot of development. They try to encourage the economic growth. They need to develop a lot of things. That's why there becomes a lot of pollution and emissions there. So that's why it becomes really red on it. But is there any possibility that the developing countries can contribute to be like greener color on the map?
Okay, so that's why the green innovation come in, right? So you can see from the map just now, I shows that, for example, that we're talking about ourselves like Indonesia and Malaysia, we are not in the red one, right? But of course that when we have the implementation or we have the initiative to use green technology, for example, so that would be some of the strategy that we need to tackle. Right? Of course that we can say that developed country because previously they didn't care about all these things. They become advanced and developed earlier than us. But now because we are living in the same world, right? So by looking at, we want development, right? But at the same time also we need to think of a way that can preserve the environment as well. So green innovation is one of the initiatives actually that can help us achieve this.
Yeah, thank you. So as you have told before, right, that the only problem of the developing countries cannot handle is like about the cost that they should be incorporated to the green innovation. So that's why developed countries can be green because they have money, they have capital to incorporate to the green innovation. While we talk about the developing countries, they cannot afford it, right? So in the future, is there any possibility that the green innovation cost can be like pressed down to be able to get like affordable by the developing countries, in your opinion?
Okay, when we look at the developing country like us, right, so we have a lot of opportunities, we have resources, right? So of course that now when we look at the globalization, even though like if in Malaysia or in Indonesia, we have foreign investors as well, right? So might be that we need to convince them, right, because we are living in the same world, right? So showing that if let's say we have the potential to grow, we have the potential to making money, for example, right? So we need to encourage our own company, our own industry to do on green, so that it can attract the one that from, for example, investor from other country, right? They will also be happy to look at how we actually manage our industry as well on that part.
So for an investment, like by attracting the investor.
Okay, yeah, can I add on? Yeah. So we go back to the Paris Agreement and the United Nations, right? It said that whatever the country commit, right, in terms of the carbon reductions, you can see that they say subjective to the technology transfer from developed country. So that is another conditions, yeah, under the Paris Agreement for all the country, like the developing and least developed country. That is the situation. They need to depend on the developed country assistance. Yeah, I think so. We are moving on that, but it's a quite long journey. Yeah, that's yeah.
So we use like developed country as a role model to implement.
Yeah, in terms of the funding, yeah, there is still some exception in our Paris Agreement. Yeah. Yeah, we need assistance from the technology transfer from developed countries. Yeah.
Thank you. So, does anyone still have a question? Anyone? Yeah, Annalie.
For this question, I want to ask Mrs. President. I have two questions here. The first one is, what concerns step can companies take to reduce their carbon footprint, and how do companies measure the impact on the environment? And the second question, in your last slide, there is a book about social and government. And my question is about how does the company collaborate with external stakeholders, including government, civil society, and non-governmental, to strengthen ESG commitment and drive positive change in society and in the environment.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to answer. It's a long question, right? So how to actually, because these ESG things actually, people are more concerned about environmental, right? So what pushed the company put on more effort on the ESG would be on, the main thing would be they want to contribute back to the society, and at the same time that they want to show that the effort they put in, right, is good for the society, for the environment. Then this will actually attract the investor, right? So you can see that in the market as well, there is a lot of green products. In the listed company as well, they have the category of green company. And then they also have the awards for the company that will have the very high ESG. We have ESG awards on this thing. So this is actually the mindset, the changing of just concentrating on the profit, right? We are moving a bit to looking at bigger picture, right? Not only just the firm itself, because as I mentioned that if you look at just the firm, everyone we will ask, they will talk about, we want profit maximize, right? But how long it can sustain. So people are aware that not just the profit is important, right? For the non-financial side, there's a lot of risk, right? So when we talk about just concentrate on profit, everyone will do whatever that can make profit, which is, it might harm the environment, it might use up all the resources. So at the end, who will be the one who suffer? Ourselves, right? So this is a big picture that need to bring to the all of the company, right? So that they will know that they need to responsible to the environment as well. When they discharge, for example, if a factory, right, when they discharge the water, the wastewater, without any treatment water, then actually the water will go into the river, right? So who is the one that will be affected? The one that living, surrounding that. That might be the worker, that might be the owner themselves, right? So we can't just say that, so that would be the thing that we want to bring up to the society, right? So we are living in a system whereby whatever you throw into the river, it will go back to you, right? So that would be the thing. And of course that for the implementation side that, because we are now more concentrated on the big company, right? Because big company, the contribution to the environmental issue might be higher, right? So in certain industry as well, right? The enforcement is one, and then of course that we can't have a very precise measurement to look at how much or what are the contribution of ESG, the implementation. What we have would be some of the framework that they're reporting, what they have been done, right? So that show that what initiative they have actually, right? The activities they have, or the investment they have, the expenses they spend on the environment to preserve the environment, or the cost that they have, right? For example, they're getting some reusable material. So that one can be reported in the annual report, right? The company, they have to report. So when beside the investor, like the citizen, whoever that you want to look at the company, how they work, you can actually check on their reporting. Right, so that would be the way that they report to show that how good or what are the initiatives they have. And for the one that the ESG data, it would be the compound. Actually, they have different set of data, right? But the usually we use would be the Thomson Reuters data. So they have the scoring. So people are concerned about this scoring as well. So for example, that just now when I mentioned to you that Maybank score is one number, then Apple, then you will be curious to know, right, what is the number of the scoring of this ESG. So when everyone have the idea of what is ESG about, it will actually push to the industry. They need to work on this direction, right? Because this is actually a good initiative. Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So give applause for all the audience and questions today. Alright, since the time is limited, so I'd like to wrap up the conclusion of our discussions today. First, regarding the presentation from Ms. Audrey about the hydrogen economy. Hydrogen economy has like very potential to be developed in the developing countries like Indonesia and Malaysia. But the challenge is like regarding the infrastructure and investment that has been also addressed by Professor Hadri before about how the investment can affect to the economic growth of a country. And then also regarding the presentation from Dr. Josephine regarding ESG, environmental, social, and governance, it's really important to consider about the criteria incorporating to it. So the government can deeply understand and also like reach the entire component of the ESG in order to get inclusive development in the country. Alright, thank you, and give applause again for all our three speakers today. So thank you for having been here since the beginning of the event. So hopefully we can meet again in the next international seminar. Thank you from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give applause to all the speakers and moderators. To get an online international certificate, all participants are required to fill in the present link listed on the front screen by scanning the barcode first. The next agenda is closing statement from the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business, University of Jember, Dear Professor Dr. Istifada, MSI, GRA, GMA, as the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business. The time is yours.
Thanks, MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Alhamdulillah, bersyukurillah. Siang ini ada acara yang luar biasa mulai dari pagi tadi. Salawat dan salam selalu kita curahkan pada baginda Rasulullah Nabi Muhammad SAW. Semoga kita termasuk yang peroleh syafaat beliau di yaumil akhir. The Honorable lecturer from University Malaysia Sarawak, welcome in FEB University of Germany. the Honorable, the moderator, Mr. Zeki, and then PIC the program, Bapak Herman Cahyo, and then the committee, Bu Enda, Bu Aisyah, Pak Edi, Mbak Vivin, and all of committee from students. Ya. Lalu ada Mbak siapa Aisyah, Inayah, ya, Inayah. Ya. Thanks for all of students that attends the program. This program is very interesting, yeah, and very great because it's the series, fourth series, yeah, batch 4. I hope for the next series better than today, yeah, and maybe can make a relationship with other university, yeah, universities Sarawak Malaysia and other universities. Thanks for University Lambung Mangkurat, yeah, that's as a co-host maybe. Yeah. I think the material of the summer course today is very interesting and useful for students, for lecturer, and for the others. I think that's all, and I will give you sebuah pantun in bahasa. Okay. Baik, ya. Pergi ke taman melihat angsa. Membuat perahu paling bagus pakai kayu ulin. Kolaborasi antara FEB UNEDS dengan University Malaysia Sarawak memang luar biasa. Semoga kolaborasi ini terus terjalin. Terima kasih. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, before we end this event, let us take picture together. To all participants, please stand up and give your placement. To the committee, the time is yours. Teman-teman bisa merapat untuk foto bersama. Three, two, one, smile. 3, 2, 1, smile. Once again, please. With tagline Development Economics. Development Economic Study Program, bringing green economics better. Once again, please. Development Economic Study Program, bringing green economics better. Alright, this event is amazing. Thank you so much to all the speakers, moderators, and witnesses. Of course, thank you so much for the attention from all of participants. I, Safira Firza Mareta, as the Master of Ceremony, would like to say thank you and sorry if did something wrong. And see you next time. Development Economic Study Program, bringing green economics better. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. santai kan?